Pentagon says the attack targeted the mastermind behind last year's terror attacks on tourist sites in Tunisia. However, the strike was not backed by a UN resolution, forcing journalists to scrutinize the legality of the move. RT's Gayane Chichakyan joins me now with more. So, Gayane, what is the Pentagon saying about the legality?
These strikes that the U.S. carried out in Libya Friday morning, reportedly killing 40 people, are not the first and not the last. So the question under what legal authority the U.S. is carrying out the bombings in Libya becomes very important. And here's what the Pentagon says.
Under what authority was this strike carried out? There's no AUMF for ISIS in Libya. No Americans were killed in the two attacks in Tunisia. Under what authority?
Well, again, we've struck in Libya previously under the existing use of force, the authorization for the use of military force, and we believe that this was based on was legal under international law.
But you're saying that you're using the 2001 AUMF against al-Qaeda to go after ISIS in Libya.
Again, specifically here, we believe that this was carried out under international law, and also specifically that this operation was consistent with domestic and international law, and that this operation was conducted with the knowledge of Libyan authorities.
I was at the State Department trying to find out more on this question of legal authority. Here's what we have.
It was in full accordance with international law. We've talked about this many times. I'd refer you to the Department of Defense to speak about specifics.
The AUMF, it was international law?
I mean, exactly, but I'm not going to get into details here. The Libyan authorities were aware that we were going to carry out these strikes.
But this new unity cabinet, is it functioning? What authorities?
The new, well, I mean, there's obviously Libyan authorities on the ground. It's not, we're still working to stand up the government and national accord. We want to see it returned and establish itself in Tripoli. That's longer term, but obviously there is some governmental structure present in Libya at this time.
Just to clarify the confusion, the authorization for the use of military force under which the Obama administration is supposedly acting in Libya is not international law. It's an authorization that the U.S. Congress gave to the U.S. president. Libya's request for strikes would make it all right under international law if only there were a Libyan government.
Well, right. What is the latest on that? Because right now, Libya is pretty ungoverned.
That's right. Well, Simone, the UN has just designated a so-called unity government, which is yet to be confirmed and approved by the Libyan parliament. Well, since Islamist allied groups seized the capital in Tripoli, Libya had conflicting governments, each backed by a loose array of militias and tribes. And there's been a lot of infighting and chaos since the toppling of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. And amid all this, ISIL found safe haven in Libya. So I asked the State Department a question which is on many people's minds right now. Take a listen.
There are many who say the U.S.'s first intervention in Libya in 2011 has made its second intervention now necessary. What do you say to that?
I disagree because no one's talking about a second intervention. We've certainly seen a certain amount of instability occur because of that lack of a centralized government. And so that's what we're working toward. That's what we're focused on. So I don't want to point it to one act or one, this was something that evolved out of the chaos of Gaddafi's departure and death. And so, but our focus now is on getting a legitimate government in place.
The Obama administration indicates that there will be more strikes in Libya against ISIL, but does not want it to look like another U.S. intervention in Libya. The bottom line, though, is that 5 years after the U.S. helped bomb Gaddafi out of power, it is back to Libya bombing terrorists.
RT's Gayane Chichakyan, thank you so much for clearing that up for us.